In Kenya, a chilling question echoes in the minds of many. Where are the 6 young men who vanished without a trace over 2 weeks ago? These individuals, once vocal critics of the government, using social media as their platform to voice dissatisfaction, have now become a symbol of haunting uncertainty. Their families, their communities, and the nation await answers. What crime did they commit? And most importantly, who abducted them? These are the questions that remain unanswered. Today, we dive into the mystery that has gripped Kenya and the questions that demand urgent answers. The missing 6 are Bernard Kavuli, 24 years from Nairobi, Steve Mbisi from Machakos, Billy Mwangi, 24 years from Embu, Peter Mteti, 20 years from Nairobi, Gideon Kibet, alias Kibet Bull from Nairobi, and Ronnie Kiplangat, 24 years from Kiambu. These young men, like many others in their generation, use social media to criticize the government over issues of governance. Some used silhouette videos, others spoke out openly, sharing their views on corruption, mismanagement, and the lack of accountability. But now, all they have left behind are questions their families struggle with daily.
Mtoto wetu Bernard ambaye ameshikwa, tunaomba serikali tafadhali kama inawezekana iweze kumwachilia haraka iwezekanavyo. Na wasipofanya hivyo kwa muda wa siku 7, tutafunga njia ya kutoka Kamuongo kwenda Mwingi ama tufunge hata ya kwenda Nairobi. Tunataka mtoto wetu Bernard Kavuli aachiliwe haraka iwezekanavyo, sababu tunateseka bila kukaa bila yeye. Tafadhali kama inawezekana serikali ya Ruto na wenzake watuachilie mtoto wetu Bernard Kavuli.
The timeline of these disappearances is as troubling as the mystery itself. It began on December 21st, 2024, when Peter Mteti was abducted while buying milk and eggs in Udhiru, Kiambu. Armed men took him forcefully into a waiting vehicle. Since that moment, no one has heard from him.
Peter Mteti was abducted while he was at this store on Saturday morning. He was buying milk and eggs. And a lot of people have been to question the staff there, except the police. The police have not asked them anything if they claim they don't have them. He was bundled into a car that was parked over here. But here's the interesting thing. The building has 5 different CCTV cameras facing here. There they are. Those are the cameras on every floor of this building. There's a CCTV camera, and the family has not been able to get access to them so far.
On Christmas Day, December 25, 2024, Ronnie Kiplangat disappeared in Kikuyu, Kiambu County. He had gone to the church but never returned home. His family, increasingly worried, began searching, but it would take even darker turns as the days passed. Kibet Bull, a cartoonist and a brother to Ronnie Kiplangat, was also swept up in this mysterious web. After failing to reach Ronnie, Kibet traveled from Njoro to Kikuyu to investigate. But after meeting with Busia Senator Kia Omtata, his own disappearance became the next chapter in this unfolding nightmare.
The vehicle which came, which had the communication intercepting gadgets on top, to the Subaru Forester. It parked outside my office across the road. My security people saw it and got concerned. Well, we thought they were trying to monitor my communication. We had no idea it had any connection with Kibet. That Subaru Forester, whose number plates we have confirmed were fake, because the number plates it was bearing belonged to a Toyota station wagon. And so, when my drivers took off, taking Kibet to town, the same vehicle also left. And this vehicle sat at that one point from around 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in idling. The engine was idling throughout because I think they had to power the system on top of the roof. So our only concern was that maybe they were trying to drop on my phones or something. So we left them to their devices. But there were 3 men and 1 woman. And those are people I reasonably suspect abducted Kibet.
The disappearance has triggered an outcry. Political figures, including veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga, raised their voices, urging the government to intervene.
The issue of abductions of innocent people This is a primitive thing. And it is something that is very strange. You cannot live in a country where people disappear or people are abducted for no other reason and kept incommunicado for a long time. That shows that there's no government. The government must take this matter seriously. And this thing must end completely.
Odinga likened this abduction to the dark days of the Moi regime, when such acts of state violence were not uncommon.
Hatutaki kuona dhambi ikiruvuka inaenda mwaka mpya. Bado vijana wetu wote wawe salama. Nimemwambia rafiki yangu huyu Ruto, ile mambo ya vijana kushika hovyo hovyo na kupigwa pingo na kuwekwa mahali na kuteswa ikome kabisa.
In response, President William Ruto publicly condemned the abductions, pledging to end the disturbing trend. During his visit to Nyanza, he even told the public that he will take action to stop these disappearances. However, he also cautioned parents to ensure their children were properly raised with good values. But the public's anger only grew. Families and supporters rallied, demanding that those responsible be held accountable.
Nataka niulize wazazi, kila mzazi tafadhali, hawa watoto ni baraka kwetu, tumepatiwa na Mwenyezi Mungu. Kila mzazi achunge watoto wake, tuweke kushughulikia watoto wetu. Sisi kama serikali tutafanya sehemu yetu, na yale yamesemekana mambo ya abduction tutakomesha, ndio vijana wa Kenya waweze kuishi kwa amani, na vile vile wawe na nidhamu na wawe wangwana, tuweze kujenga Kenya.
On December 30th, 2024, the High Court stepped in. Justice Bahati Mwamuye ordered the immediate release of the 6 individuals who had been allegedly abducted by the state. The pressure on law enforcement was mounting. Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja was summoned to court but failed to attend. Instead, he sent representatives further stoking public outrage. Billy Mwangi's father was in court, hoping for answers. His shock and heartbreak were palpable when he realized his son wasn't among those brought forward.
Okay, the court wants to hear from you. Baba Billy ongea. Court imesema uongee.
Mtoto wangu alichukuliwa kwa kinyozi dini mwangu. Mimi naitwa Gerard Mwangi Kalicha. Mwangi Kalicha. Yes.
Na mtoto wako ni?
Mtoto wangu anaitwa Bile Wanyeri Mwangi.
Bile Mwangi ambaye ni fourth petition. Endelea.
Mtoto wangu alichukuliwa kwa kinyozi on 21st Saturday around saa 9 akigojea anyolewe.
Yes.
There came 2 cars.
Yes.
One of the cars was Hilda car, white in color, the new model.
Yes.
Registration number KDG 527D.
Yes.
And your honor, that car had surveyed my home neighborhood for three days.
Yes.
The other car was a double cabin pickup, which was behind that Ville car.
Yes.
When they came to where my son was, the Ville car was ahead. The Ville car immediately left, but 4 guys, very strong guys from
the double cabin car. Yes. Popped out of the car, went, mishandled my son, and threw him inside. Yes. And he asked them, who are you? Where are you taking me? Wakasema utajulia pele. Yes. Simu ikazimika wakaenda nayo. Mpaka saa hii yaona, I have no idea where my son is. I read these orders that he would be produced in court today. I was coming for him, and I've come from Membu. My wife has collapsed. She has collapsed so many times. I did not come with her because I cannot be able to handle it. So when I look around the courtyard, I cannot see my son. I thought he is here. Seriously, who took my son and where is my son? We have taken a lot of medicine for blood pressure. Yeah, I have also developed blood pressure. At a certain point, it doesn't come down. I was even praying God that when I'm coming on the way, Nikike, and praying if I'm from the vicar. But I cannot kill my son. I cannot see guys who like my son. But he's not here. Where is my son, Your Honor? Where is my son? Seriously, where have they taken my son?
Sasa ningependa kusikia kutoka wakili, lakini kabla uketi, ningependa kukuambia kuwa mahakama itatatua hilo swali ya wapi mtoto wako yuko, nani alimchukua na kwa sababu gani.
And that boy is sick, Your Honor. He's a sick boy. Very weak physically.
Veteran lawyer Mr. Haminwa came forward to demand police prosecution at the International Criminal Court, calling for justice on a global scale.
Matter touching on enforced disappearances in Kenya cannot be investigated locally by the arm of the government, namely the police. Because the police are suspects.
The question remains unanswered. Where are the missing 6 Kenyans? As the legal battles continue and public pressure grows, we can only hope that the truth will come to light for their families, for the nation, and for those who fight for justice. The search for answers will not stop.